Fight fans, buckle up. Conor McGregor suspended 18 months under UFC's anti-doping policy. Conor McGregor has accepted an 18-month suspension from the UFC's in-house tester Combat Sports Anti-Doping CIDs after 3 whereabouts failures in 2024 June 13th, September 19th, and September 20th. Under the policy, contracted athletes must keep accurate, up-to-date whereabouts so collectors can show up without notice. Missing 3 attempts in a 12-month span counts as a violation. CSAD said McGregor fully cooperated, accepted responsibility, and provided detailed context, which led the agency to reduce what is typically a 24-month sanction to 18 months. His ineligibility is retroactive to September 20th, 2024 and ends March 20th, 2026. CSAD emphasized that unannounced testing and accurate filings are essential to the program's success. The clock now creates an awkward reality for the White House card conversation. Yes, the eligibility date technically lands before June 2026, but his missed tests and the formal sanction put a cloud over any near-term commitment. There is no official bout on the books, and his suspension narrative will follow him into that window. Even while sidelined, McGregor has remained in the program and submitted 4 samples in 2025. Yet the tone around his status now reads more uncertain than inevitable. CTA, when the Notorious is finally eligible in March 2026, do you think he still lands on the White House card, or is that ship sailing? Tell me your take below and hit subscribe so you catch the next update. Sean O'Malley, I am the only one that can beat Merab. Sean O'Malley reacted to Merab Dvalishvili's latest title defense, an authoritative decision over Corey Sandhagen at UFC 320, by making a claim as sharp as his nickname.
I do think I'm the only I hate to say it. I hate to fucking say it. I'm the only one that can beat him. They give you a shot at the White House. Now, I gotta go out there and get some wins. But yeah, I don't see anyone really beating Merab anytime soon. He needs to be clipped, he needs to be knocked out and put to sleep to beat him. And I just don't really see anyone other than myself being able to do that.
He believes he is the lone bantamweight who can stop the machine. O'Malley credited Sandhagen's survival on the mat, but noted Merab's growing confidence in his striking, pointing to that very confidence as the window to land a fight-ending sniper shot. In O'Malley's words, to beat Merab, you have to land that shot, and the more the champion trusts his hands, the more the entries for a precision counter appear. O'Malley also acknowledged he needs to notch wins to earn a 3rd title opportunity after 2 losses to Merab across the past 13 months. As for what is next for the champ, O'Malley sees 2 near-term lanes: a Peter Yan rematch remembered as a wide decision for Merab, or a fresh challenger if Mario Bautista can defeat Umar Nurmagomedov decisively in their upcoming fight. Bottom line from O'Malley, he respects Merab's pace and pressure, but he believes he alone has the timing and accuracy to turn one opening into a belt-flipping moment. Pound for pound, shake up Pereira back in top 5, Merab into top 3. Post-UFC 320, the men's pound-for-pound list moved in a big way. Alex Pereira leapt back into the top 5 after reclaiming the light heavyweight crown with a swift finish of Magomed Ankalaev, erasing questions that lingered from their first meeting and restoring his position among the sport's elite. 2 spots above him sits Merab Dvalishvili, who climbed into the top 3 and even earned a first-place vote off a 3rd straight defense that blended a near finish in round 2 with the trademark volume, scrambling, and control that have defined his 14-fight win streak. Elsewhere on the board, Jiri Prochazka's knockout over Khalil Rountree and Usman Nurmagomedov's win over Paul Hughes kept both men trending, even as scorecards sparked debate. The calendar could scramble everything again. Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena on November 15th. Tom Aspinall versus Cyril on October 25th. Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary on November 22nd. Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker on the same card. Charles Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot on October 11th. Raja Jackson to face 2 charges after Los Angeles pro wrestling assault, a serious legal turn in Los Angeles. Prosecutors are expected to file 1 count of felony battery causing serious bodily injury and 1 count of misdemeanor battery against Raja Jackson, son of former UFC champion Quinton Rampage Jackson, after an August incident at a KnockX pro wrestling show. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office also plans to seek a sentencing enhancement for great bodily injury, which could increase potential penalties if there is a conviction. Video from the event shows Jackson lifting performer Stuart Smith, ring name Psycho Stu, slamming him to the canvas and throwing more than 20 punches, many appearing to land after Smith had gone limp. The confrontation followed a separate daytime incident where Smith struck Jackson with a beer can under the mistaken belief he was part of a skit. Later footage captured an apology and handshake. Before entering the ring, Jackson reportedly live-streamed that he planned to get for real revenge during the match. Smith's injuries included multiple broken teeth, trauma to both jaws, a maxilla fracture, and a laceration that required hospitalization. Jackson was arrested in September and released on $50,000 bond. Based on guidelines, the felony could carry up to 4 years, with the misdemeanor adding up to a year. A great bodily injury enhancement could push exposure higher. The case now advances toward formal filing and court proceedings. Matt Brown-Jon Jones is a nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira. As talk heats up around potential marquee bouts for the 2026 White House card, UFC veteran Matt Brown offered a stark stylistic read on a possible Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira showdown.
A competitive fight, or do we just want Jon Jones back for a big fight? Because those are two different things.
That's exactly my point, right? I want the competitive fight. I think hardcore fans, but that goes exactly right into what I was saying, right? Do we want entertainment? Because what Alex and Jon is going to do is have a ridiculous build-up, right? Like where everybody's going to be pumped. There's going to be people betting on Alex. There's going to be people, just like Conor going and fighting Floyd, right? There's going to be people like, oh yeah, Conor's got a chance. I think Alex has a better chance than Conor did against Floyd, by the way. But you get my point, right? Like the matchup is literally the nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira. Like Jon is as big, probably bigger. I think probably a little bit bigger than Alex Pereira. A heavyweight, certainly bigger. A million times better wrestler. Like there's no possible way in hell that Alex, his wrestling is to Jon Jones's level at this point. Even if Jon Jones is out doing cocaine for the last year and then just shows up and fights, Jon comes back, he has to fight Tom Aspinall. There's no other good fight to make. And again, but then you kind of get into the debate of, is this a sport or is it entertainment, right? Entertainment-wise, which I think we talked about a little bit about the White House card, period. Is this going to be make the biggest fights you can or, make relevant fights? And if you're making the biggest fight you can, you go with Alex Pereira, Jon Jones, 100%. Especially if you're Dana and you trust that Jon Jones is going to make it there on time, or not go to jail in the meantime or anything, right? And but I think it's a no-brainer in terms of like the biggest fight that you could potentially make. I still think he should fight Tom Aspinall, though. I don't know which is really a bigger fight. You got to think like Alex. I know he's a bigger star, but Jon Jones is big enough to carry, whatever fight that he comes back to, and if it's Tom Aspinall, he's fighting for the heavyweight title now, and that makes it as big of a fight as if he's fighting Alex Pereira just to be fighting Alex Pereira, I think.
Brown called Jones a nightmare matchup for Pereira, citing comparable or greater size at heavyweight and a massive wrestling advantage. He drew a line to Jones's quick finish of Cyril Gane, arguing that if Jones chooses to grapple early, he can nullify even a world-class striker. Brown contrasted that with Jones versus Tom Aspinall, which he sees as far more competitive athletically. Aspinall's run has been short and savage with 8 UFC wins, all finishes, and only one fight crossing into round 2. He is set to defend against Gane on October 25th. Still, Brown acknowledged that Pereira versus Jones would likely be the bigger mainstream draw on a historic stage. The core of his take, Pereira's power, timing, and aura are real, but Jones's wrestling and clinch control at heavyweight present a uniquely difficult mountain for Poatan to climb. Ilia Topuria and Georgina Bedell split rumors swirl, no confirmation. Away from the cage, social media watchers noticed that many couple photos disappeared from the Instagram feeds of UFC champion Ilia Topuria and his partner, Georgina Uzcategui Bedell. The two still follow each other, and neither has issued any formal statement, but the gallery changes sparked speculation about a possible split. The couple, who met in Miami, share 2 children and have often offered glimpses of family life online with hospital visits, downtime, and cage-aside support on fight nights. Badel is a Miami-based executive who has publicly described herself as chief executive of multiple businesses linked to the family brand, handling financial and legal operations while Topuria focuses on competition. Topuria's rise included a viral knockout of Jai Herbert on the way up and a title-winning stoppage of Alexander Volkanovski. He is expected to return in early 2026 under the new Paramount era, with rumors connecting him to a matchup against Justin Gaethje. For now, there is no official confirmation regarding the couple's status. It is simply a lot of refreshed feeds and unanswered questions until either side speaks on the record. That is your roundup on McGregor's sanctioned timeline, O'Malley's claim on Merab, the pound-for-pound shuffle, the Raja Jackson case, Matt Brown's Jones-Pereira red, and the Topuria Badel buzz. If McGregor misses the White House card entirely, who should headline that historic show instead? Drop your dream main event in the comments, like the video, and hit subscribe so you never miss the next update.